Hello, 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 and welcome back to the continuing adventures of Robin Hood as he... I guess it has to be treks, huh? Treks through the dungeon. Where last we left off, I had basically just gotten a start on this run, and on my very first attempt, cleared half the dungeon. 13 out of 27 floors, not actually half of all that's here. Reached the lair, which was good, and gotten a pretty solid start, all things considered. Bow skill is already up to 15, which is very respectable. Okuwaru saw fit to gift me this amazing bow. I don't like that they no longer keep the inscription God gift on these. I remember that was always nice to look and realize that half your equipment came from gifts. Anyway, I'm carrying a lot of dud weight with me, but I just picked up these gloves of strength from Okuwaru as well, so that's actually a little bit of a non-issue right now. And I think that's as good a rundown as any. And we go. Let's see here. Boom, boom. I opened with Poisoner, actually, and now that I have this plus X plus 1 longbow of poison, it's even better. How are we doing for arrows? There are 160 arrows, 240 arrows in the dungeon. So if all 240 of this current stack disappear, that's fine with me. So from now on, as we run, we're going to be using arrows as liberally as possible to see if I can actually manage to run out before the lair is done. And just for convenience, we're going to start at 120 as the number that I started with. I am wearing an amulet of piety, which will of course make it more likely that I will. Okay, first things first, we need to not be in melee with this Hydra, so disperse it, and then shoot it to pieces. Okay, dex, 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 dex. We're at 121 arrows. Oh, we should turn off auto pickup of arrows just for the duration of this experiment so that I don't lose the count. But still at 121. We have lost one arrow on this floor so far. I want to just lob a general mephitic in the direction of the army that's coming at me, and then we'll start shooting it. Much like Robin Hood utilized misdirection, so do I. Except, whereas Robin Hood's misdirection usually was in the form of wearing a costume, I just shoot the goddamn thing. $120. I am literally down 2 arrows so far, but since we started at counting at 120, not the 122 I really had, we're calling it 0. What is this thing? Lightning, excellent. We're gonna drop one lightning wand, keep the other, drop the slow wand, which I don't like, drop the other slow wand, which I don't need, well, just one is fine. Drop the multi-used wand of flame, and drop the confusion wand, because I already have a confusion ability. And just for shits and giggles, drop half or more of the remove curses. That should free up some weight. I think we missed. Yep, the second one got him. Done exploring, next floor. I saw a crocodile. Going for the crocodile. Where's the There's the crocodile. Burn it or eat it. Burn it or eat it. Burn it. Next floor. So, 1 arrow spent on floor 1 that we're counting. It's actually 3. Just get through that faster. IAE. I want to be able to conveniently pick that up. Carry the bat corpse with me in case I get hungry again. Shoot Fanar with the arrows. I'm lucky. Fanar could very easily have used a much more dangerous attack against me. What is this? Arrows of flame? I will quiver arrows of flame to fight that thing. Elven Robe of Cold Resist versus Elven Ringmail of Untight. It is pretty much the first ego item that I've found so far, as far as armors go. Oh wow, that thing's gonna take a lot of poison to kill. Alright, how are we doing for arrows? 6 on 2 floors so far. Yeah, so because of the way arrow preservation is based on arrow level, but arrow level is now based on bow skill rather than on the actual level that you're rather than arrows actually, you know, getting their own stats. I gotta say, this is proving to be incredibly effective. We're gonna recharge one wand. I'm gonna choose the Telly wand. No, the Hasting wand. Hasting wand is the correct choice, but knowing my personality, no, we're just gonna do the right thing, Hasting, because I have 6 scrolls of teleportation, which are more reliable than an unidentified wand is anyway. Because with the unID'd wand, it could be your very last Telly charge. So I should be using up the scrolls of thing first. Okay, that was a wave of cold. There's an ice cave somewhere on this floor. And it's probably worth mapping for if I can. Arachnids, ice cave, got it. So grab the blink scroll so that I can escape from a pinch, turn on swiftness, and off we go. Alright, unfortunately all of my poison and mephiticing is going to be fairly useless inside. Well, maybe not. Depends what kind of monsters they populate it with. I have to anticipate it'll be less useful because ice beasts tend to care less and all. But there's actual polar bears and bears of various varieties that would care. Man, that's... So, I could frankly have just switched to my melee weapon and gone to town on those guys, but I was keeping true to the try to fire as many arrows as possible mentality, and I still have 106 arrows. 109. Wow, so I've used up 10. That's not bad at all. Okay, into the freeze. Perfect. Very mephiticable. And I'll just use the mephitic to stall them so that I get off extra shots as needed in the situation. How are we doing for total arrows? Oh, we're plenty of arrows left. Just wait for that thing to get poisoned to death. Okay, it's not until I poison it myself. So, fired off a good 100-ish arrows just now, and now we're beginning to feel some reductions. No, we're not actually. I only lost 2. That's not bad at all. Pull them back, pull them back. Take them out, take them out. Definitely want to mephitic before I fire. And I'm definitely focusing on sacrificing these things because they are a little bit above my... I'm assuming that I'm getting good piety ratios off of them. Oh, spellcasting. That was meant to be turned off pretty quickly. We've gotten mephitic hunger down a peg, which is okay. It's not super relevant. I'd much rather have a little bit more HP going for me, so we'll switch to that now. Swiftness is on. Thing berserked, so... Ooh, glow buckler. Slowed rate of fire, eh? Let me figure out how much. Attack speed is above average, okay, but if I remove the buckler, then it is quite fast. So we're gonna need to train the buckler use is the basic idea here. And we're gonna want to focus that more than anything else to try and reduce the penalty as fast as possible. I'm fairly sure there's a baseline penalty that can't be reduced, but I value my defense very highly, especially on a character who has so little defense going for him. He's neither a true mage, therefore has all manner of I ignore you, or my spells don't, protect me, nor is he a true... Could have sworn I had more arrows. Feel like I lost some somewhere. Anyway, nor is he a true melee fighter or something like that that can tank an obscene amount of damage. We'll drop the slowing, and we'll start. We'll just ID this. I guess stasis and protection. Stasis I have no interest in. Protection, however, will be a great change from something. Let's see if I can do without intelligence. Swiftness is a little bit less castable, but otherwise we're in the same place, which is fine. Ring of Ice. Actually, I should wear that while I'm in this cave. Certainly over a couple points of dexterity. Technically makes me more vulnerable to fire, but who cares? I'm in an ice cave. Let's eat the apple, free up an item slot. Really what I need to lose is the meat ration. So we're gonna drop one of those for the time being. See, and that still didn't get me under. Wait, what are my potions looking like? What do I not need from this? I don't need that, don't care about that. Actually, it's flight that I don't need any of. I'll keep one of them. Just in case. Might, polyresist, might. Keep them all, then drop them all. I have no interest in might. Polyresist, however, is pretty much always cool. Okay, and we have to come back for those items if possible. Okay. That's gonna be tricky. Quiver me some fire arrows. Because it can body block me with its summons very effectively. I'm gonna use my flaming scimitar and then back off. Just back off. Bottleneck them pretty hard here. Lost a polyresist potion, that's fine. Because these guys should all be down. Get the range back. Yeah, that's fine. Fire. Boom. Got it. Quiver me my normal arrows again. And my good bow. Okay. Wow, you just came out of buttfuck nowhere. And that's where I'm sending you. Into oblivion. So, my prediction is, at the rate I'm going, I would burn through 100 arrows eventually, but it would take a while. Certainly, I could actually consider not being an Okuwaru worshipper for the sake of arrow replenishment. If this is the rate at which they get used up, it's very reasonable. And I'm resistant to poison, so now melee mephitics are even safer than they used to be. For those of you who have not seen some of perhaps my older vids where I did a lot more of this, the concept behind this melee range mephitic cloud that I do is I'm going to confuse myself and my enemy. Odds are even that my enemy can't cure out of my confusion as efficiently as I can should the need arise. So ultimately this is to my advantage. Okay, let's give some space. And then fire around the corner again. That frost giant is bad news. It's not as obvious perhaps, but trust me, he's kind of one-shot kill territory. Well, not that he can kill me one-shot. He'll probably two-shot kills me. Especially since I'm wearing a cold resist. So what we're going to do is put on Swiftness, which we miscast, Polyresist, which we did not miscast, back off. Now quiver up Fire, quiver Dispersal, quiver Fire, wrong direction, quiver Dispersal, quiver Fire. We're just gonna teleport. This situation is getting really dicey really quickly. Much as it, you know, I am loath to have wasted my Polyresist power, but more so than that, I would be upset to die because I got overbowled. I definitely can kill him. That much I'm confident of. It's just a matter of how to do it right. I think stacking poison might actually buy me more than trying to hit him in his weak spot, if indeed he has one, which I don't know for sure. So let's begin with getting that confuse off, if possible. Stack some poison. Dispersal. Stack some poison. Dispersal. Wield the blowgun. Try to hit him with Curari. We got him. Beautiful. Switch back. Fire. Just for raw damage. Kill. Sacrifice. That was pretty damn impressive, if I do say so myself. Unfortunately, it did cost me a bunch of dispersal arrows, which are precious and not quite renewable. Not unrenewable, but I'm reliant on Okuwaru since you very rarely find those in the dungeon. But it let me kill an enemy that I would normally not be able to. If I had thought of the Curari sooner, I would probably have opened with that, and that would have saved me at least 1 or 2 disperses, but whatever. A warped Great Mace is not going to be worth it in this run, not even as a sky weapon, because I'm too reliant on my weapon in this particular build to consider that kind of approach. And that's an ice cave cleared. Picked up a really cool shield while I was in there. How's my rate of fire? Above average. So, buckler training up to 6 on an elven buckler didn't really mitigate the penalty that much, did it? Oh, yeah, bows is fine. I mean, I'm not about to not keep it on, though. It's a very good buckler for me, at least right now. But it's a tough call. It does decrease my DPS quite significantly. No more Mr. Nice Guy. That sounds like a bird of some variety. Normally I delete all of my ghosts, but I guess I haven't found the folder to do it with for version 13. Haven't really spent that much time on it, to be totally honest. Drop all the raw chunks, please. You're not using them. Back away. Kill everything with poison. As in, use poison to kill everything, not kill everything that is poisoned. Which, for some bizarre reason, all these guys are. Probably a specific mini vault for the entrance to Spider Den. You know, put a whole bunch of poison enemies there. I don't know. Makes me really glad I got poison resistance on this amulet, or on this shield. But ching. Let's go gather up all my fallen arrows. Did I not gather them from here? Because I feel like I haven't. No, I did. Ooh, new boots. Oh, boots period. I didn't have any boots. Okay, well, and they're elven, so. Yay! I got elven shoes. So my new prescription to make me boogie all night. Let's go ahead and eat the butcher one, eat it, and carry off the rest. The coat of the dragon. Not interested. Pretty sure you can't do archery when you're in dragon form. Okay, so to review, To review, 122 arrows when I began Lair. I've cleared an ice cave and 3 floors of Lair, and I am at 83 arrows now, so that's roughly 40 arrows expended. That's average of about 10 a floor, I would say, when you factor in that I was in an ice cave as well. Ah, crap. Let's just get out of here before we get hydra'd. Let's take a different approach, different floor, a different approach to the floor. So, mathematically speaking, assuming we need to clear 50 floors to clear the entire game, we need about 500 arrows. You know, when we're well powered. That looks like about half the arrows I need I already have for the whole game. So I should not worry about arrow conservation per se. Oh, I should have sacrificed that. That was my bad. But then I'm also playing Okuwaru, so yeah, I'm gonna get all the arrows I need as gifts, in addition to just having a bunch. But it does kind of put in perspective just how silly it is for me to be like, I need to have 300 arrows in my pocket when, you know, or what if I run out of them when this is the kind of numbers we're talking in terms of for having too many or too few. Don't get Akalab, not worth it. Eat some elephant slug, drop the rest of the elephant slug, because you're basically carrying around a slug-sized elephant, or an elephant-sized slug. And, oh, holy cow, yeah, drop the ring of ice, please. Never use that again. Well, not never, but just... I don't like walking around with minus to my resistances, any of my resistances. I find that far less palatable than being without a plus. Let's drop Wand of Flame. In any situation that I'm likely to encounter this game where I would want to use Wand of Flame, I should prefer to use a fire arrow. Oh, I have now. Disperse. Boom. Poison is a wonderful early brand for a longbow. Longbow is a wonderful weapon, period. It all adds up. Scroll of Summoning. Alright, I'm going to take off the buckler. It's become clear to me now that despite how much I've trained it up, it continues to really hurt my attack speed, which could otherwise be quite fast, so yeah. Ooh! Special Amulet. Warding with massive int bonuses. I'm not exactly about to take off Faith, but that would be Something to consider putting on if / when the time comes that I'm tired of occupiety. You know, when I have nigh on optimal gear in every slot. I'm starting to worry that my estimate on arrows of 500 for a game may have been overly optimistic, because I do feel like I'm running out of them now that I'm using them so much. Of course I feel that way, that's just the kind of guy I am. I see my health go down by 5 and I'm like, oh my god, I'm dying. Killer Crocs, kill your Crocs. I'll crock you good. Crock pot. Ooh, a crock pot cooking a crock. That sounds edible. Edibly delicious. Ignore. Eat an apple just to get rid of it. Ignore. Can't afford to pick everything up anymore. Have too much shit. Good problem to have, honestly. What'd I lose? I didn't lose anything. Awesome. Aha! I already have a Book of the Dragon. To be fair, I've gone entire games wishing I could find a means of summon dragon. Till the end game, so shouldn't be quite so flippant about it. It's not a bad book. I just already have one. Blah 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 blah. Oh, good. I was just making sure I wasn't carrying around any books that I obviously don't want right now. Okay, we're just about cleared of this floor. 6 floors, 60 arrows. I think the 10 arrows of floor, 4 floors that you can clear somewhat easily is a fair estimate. Let's bury myself in this corner and just kill these things. Using the shield so that I can eat them. It's pretty weird. Let's drop Amnesia as an easy choice. 2 potions of flight that I don't know why I'm carrying in the first place. Rings that I'm not using, an amulet that I can come back for if I change my mind. That should do it, right? Speaking of rings I'm not using. +4 evasion. Take that over +2 dexterity. I mean, technically dexterity helps my evasion by 1 point and gives me a little bit of more attack damage. But to be honest, when I say a little, I do mean a little. And I would much rather have the added power to my dodge and my armor, just so that I take less damage when things go wrong. Which is, you don't die because, well, you might in a tactical sense die because you didn't kill something fast enough, but you die in an acute sense because you took more damage than you were ready to handle. Also, when retreating from when dealing with a bad situation, far more often than not, the answer is how do I run away and deal with the couple pot shots I'm taking, rather than how am I going to stand my ground and win this fight. Reaching a staircase is like instantly winning the fight. Sometimes it's even better. So skills that bolster my ability to survive in that sense tend to be more, more valuable. Oh my god, why am I overloaded? Wait, what happened that made me overloaded? Found 10 bolts. You feel weak or you are crushed by all your possessions. Something cost me strength. Did I take something off? Did I get drained? What happened that made me lose so much strength? My longbow gives me strength. I didn't even notice that. Oh shit. That's gonna be very frustrating if I swap between it a lot, which as you guys can see I do. That I can hold more with my longbow than without. Hang on a second. Okay. Always the tough part of being a doctor and being on call. Sometimes you get interrupted by stuff, but sometimes that stuff is easy to take care of. And I completely forgot what I was talking about. Something about weight and oh yeah. So since I do so much hot swapping between my weapons, this is going to result in situations where I find myself suddenly cripplingly overburdened. I'm going to need to be very careful about it. It will effectively mean I can't melee. I'd rather not fight that Hydra in this position. Shout for it once or twice, maybe. There we go. Just want to get its attention. The problem with fighting the Hydra there is with all that water around, I was worried that I was going to lose my arrows. So now, when I switch to this, gotta make sure I'm in a position that if I'm overburdened... Do I have any potions of might? That's my answer. I need to make sure I have a couple potions of might handy at all times, just in case I ever put myself in a situation where I'm urgently need to not be overweight. It shouldn't be that hard to keep one or two of them on hand either, just for such an emergency. And there are situations where you want to melee rather than use up your arrows, or you want to melee because there's just so many enemies. It's easier that way. Ow, that hurt. Back off. No need to get primal on these things. Electric eel is dead. Ooh, perfect. Something to kill. I am sick, but not very sick. Okay, I have burned several arrows at this point. Out of an initial pile of almost 120, I am down to 50. So, damn near used up. In clearing 6 or 7 floors, I've used up about 60 arrows. 70 arrows. I've already used up 70 and I haven't quite cleared up 7 floors. That's what it is. Ooh, 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 oh, 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 too good. Too good. Come after me, elephants. Where's the model dragon that's firing sticky flame? Oh, I see it. I didn't see it initially. Damn it, I'm covered in sticky flame. There is no good trick I have to fix this, unfortunately. I have no means of curing out of it, no means of protecting myself from it. The best I can hope for is to drop the blink scrolls, and then drop the enchant scrolls. That's basically it, huh? Everything else is gonna go, and that's fine. I don't care about anything else enough to actually stop this. I lost a few arrows to fire, which is fine, because look what's about to happen. Hey, elephant! Hey, elephants! Oh, damn it, you're intelligent. You, on the other hand, I don't like you. Oh, you're too intelligent for your own good, too. Hey, elephant! Excellent. Now, Only other thing I might have done there is try to kill them in a way that let me sacrifice them afterwards, but it wasn't worth it. So let's review what scrolls I actually lost, because I lost a bunch of good scrolls there. Magic Map, Remove Curse, Identify, 2 Teleports, and a Fog, and 2 Remove Curses. To be honest, probably nothing, very little was actually lost in terms of how much I care. And this is why you'll see me constantly drop these enchant armor scrolls rather than carry them around with me. A habit which will be obsolete once I switch over to the new version of the game. Is there a swamp worm here? I didn't even notice you. Hey, oh, there's 2 of you. What is that at the end? I don't recognize it. Oh, it's a staircase to the swamp. Okay, so it's just a swamp entrance, what this is. So 6 is floor of swamp is complete, plus an ice cave, 7 floors, and about 80 arrows, a little bit less than 80 arrows used, so a little bit less than 10 arrows a floor. That seems to be the going rate. I'm gonna go ahead and start picking up these piles of arrows just to immediately fix it, but I'll show you that just in the lair, without killing any centaurs, mind you, there's 77 arrows lying around. Enough to completely replenish all the arrows that I would have used up. That I did use up. So, yeah, I'm going to try to be a little bit more liberal with my arrow use. Make it a goal to try to run out, basically. Without just being stupid, obviously. I mean, that... Flight... should be able to let me get the loot. And you can drop the crystal ball. I just really want to retrieve. I don't want to carry something I'm not going to use for so long. Next floor, layer 7. This Amulet of Faith is paying for itself, and it was free, so that wasn't very hard to do. But no, it's seriously provided me a lot of benefit. I mean, think of it this way. I probably got 2 or 3 times as many gifts just because I've been wearing it the whole time, which means I've been stocking up my arrows. I didn't even factor in that all the branded arrows I got technically should count against the arrows I lost. But I guess the question that I was trying to answer was, do you really need Okuwaru to be semi-guaranteed an appropriate stock of arrows? And I'm pretty sure, based on this, my answer is no. You don't really need Okuwaru anymore. He's nice, and he does top you off very nicely, but even if you're, you know, look at your skills, 20 in bows. Clearly I'm only focusing on one thing. It still is getting the job done very nicely, and I'm not running out of ammo from doing this. Some Legolas shit here is what this is. Crap, I was hoping it was the mutation, not the cure mutation. Well, with the cure mutation burned, I have to be even more cautious. Because it's not... Okay, statistically speaking, whether or not I've found a cure mutation, I'm equally likely to find another, right? In practice, I find that I tend to find one cure mutation potion while I'm going through the dungeon. Not one if I'm lucky, I tend to find one. Like, it happens pretty regularly. So I usually hope to test quaff my mutation before I test quaff the cure mutation. And then when I'm playing more intelligently, I just never do that. I'll do a bunch of random quaffing, but then I'll start test quaffing more cautiously. You know, using facts, numbers to help my guesswork. I'm less likely, for example, to have 6 potions and them all be cure mutation. Or mutation even, for that matter. Ah, crap. You know what? Switch to my real weapon, just blow you guys up. Wow, talk about good armor. That guy basically ignored my archery. You know what? Screw you. Screw you, screw you. Disable target, and then finish him. Still confused, not confused. In their tongue he is Dovahkiin, dragon form. Will not tolerate a low rate of fire. Not for the measly defense and poison resistance that are being offered. I don't think the attack speed is actually going up anymore, is my other problem. Ooh, glowing boots. Stealthy boots. I'll take those over LV boots. We're just gonna pull this guy up with us right now, because we can. Sure, why not? I'll take this guy on. Single disperse. Frost him a little bit. Downed. Still not sure. You are so dead. Okay, 7 cleared. And unfortunately for me, but I really do need to call it the quits here because it's getting to be that time for me. Note of note, there is a cure mutation potion right in front of me. So all of a sudden I'm not afraid of being mutated anymore. Robin Hood's going pretty good. Really good. Robin Hood the Mark's Elf. With bows at 20.7, I should really consider turning off bows and just training up other skills. We'll trickle into bows until it caps out, and we'll start putting some points into my health. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next time.